Well, the Eagles fall to the 49ers and return back to reality a little bit as they lose 17-11 at the home opener at the Linc. Crowd was rocking, sold out. A lot of 49ers fans there, actually. Still, great atmosphere, raucous environment. Haven't seen the Linc like that in a long, long time. But the Eagles do lose, so let's talk about it. If you're new to the channel and like what we do here, sports, entertainment, sometimes skits, that's kind of the gist of it. Consider subscribing. Trying to hit 400 subs by the end of the year. Would really appreciate that. Other than that, in terms of this sort of segment, I'm thinking of a name. I'm kind of workshopping football with Fieldy. That's the name right now. So let me know down below in the comments what you think of the name for this segment. So to start addressing what happened in this game with the injuries, specifically to Brandon Graham and Brandon Brooks. Two massive injuries for the Eagles. Two injuries that I don't think they could have afforded to have. Two leaders, two veteran players. Unfortunately for the Eagles, Brandon Graham, he suffers an Achilles tear. He most likely will be out for the season. It's not looking good for him. And Brandon Brooks, I believe it was a pec issue for him. Also not good. Brandon Graham is the heart and soul of this Eagles team. And to lose him in week 2 is more than tough. It's difficult. And I am curious to see how this team will respond. Who's going to step up as a leader in this time? Will it be Jalen Hurts? We've seen him lead in camp. We've talked about his leadership a little bit. How big can he step up? Can he fill the shoes of Brandon Graham? And specifically on the defensive side of the ball, who's going to step up? I know Fletcher Cox is a great player. How can he step up in more of a leadership role without Brandon Graham there on the D-line? And then the Brandon Brooks injury, I feel like, unfortunately, it seems like he gets hurt very, very often throughout his Eagles career. You just hope for the best. You hope that he recovers well. He just worked off his injury last year. It's just the unlucky nature for Brandon Brooks, and I feel for him. A lot of Eagles fans feel for him. He's a guy who works hard, is a talented player. Can't say enough about him. So hopefully he comes back. We'll see. Yeah, just two horrible injuries for the Eagles to start off in this game. So now getting to the game, I think two things really stick out for me. Missed opportunities and the ability or want by Nick Sirianni to go for the big play and go for the deep ball. The first thing, we'll touch on that here, missed opportunities. The Eagles really should have been up 2 or 3 scores in this first half over the 49ers. The defense was spectacular in the first half, specifically with the crowd behind them. The 49ers could not move the ball. Jimmy G was not being able to hit his receivers. The Eagles had all the momentum, but they couldn't capitalize. They had opportunity after opportunity knocking on the door. They had a chance where they drove the ball all the way down the field on one play. That big 91-yard pass to Quez Watkins on a great throw by Jalen Hurts. They had the ball at the 1, moved it back, 3rd and goal. They try a zone option play, and they can't get in. So then 4th and goal, Nick Sirianni decides to go for it, and they run a variation of the Philly special. Doesn't work because the 49ers just saw it all the way. I think if Greg Ward would have thrown it immediately, maybe it would have worked, but Jalen Hurts was covered. That was well done by the Niners. I mean, they read that all the way. And of course, Jake Elliott had a kick blocked earlier, so they only get 3 points in that first half when they should have had at least 13, at the very least. And then there was also the play where Jalen Reagor, it was a touchdown pass to Reagor, but he stepped out. Could have been 17-7 Eagles at the end of the first half. But the 49ers are able to get going at the end of the half and get a touchdown drive going, and that really was the game. Even when it was 7-3 at half, you could kind of feel the momentum just dive. You could feel everyone's emotions kind of just be like, all right, just weren't able to execute. And then going for the big play and the deep ball. Listen, Nick Sirianni, he's young. He's going to grow. He's going to learn with the play calling. And I think that this is an opportunity for him to evaluate himself and see what works and what doesn't. You have 2 games right now of tape to look at. One game that the offense was clicking on all cylinders, and one where the offense had some success, but I think that there wasn't enough balance in the play calling. And you look at Miles Sanders today and Kenny Gainwell, their combined carries. Miles had 13 carries for 55 yards. Kenny had 6 carries for 14 yards. So 19 carries combined between the two of them. And then Jalen Hurts, with his game today, evaluating him, looking at his numbers, he was 12 of 23. He threw for 190 yards. 91 of that was from the Quez Watkins deep ball, and he did have a rushing touchdown. He rushed for 82 yards, which he used his legs pretty efficiently today. In terms of the passing game, it was not consistent enough. You take a look at a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, who only threw for 189 yards. Jalen Hurts outthrew him by a yard, so woohoo, congrats. You look at his completion percentage, 22 of 30. Much better, much more efficient than Jalen Hurts, and that's something last week where we didn't see. We saw the opposite, actually, a positive in terms of Jalen completing pass after pass, hitting those routes, getting him comfortable with the screens, short slants. I do like the way that his deep ball has improved. I like the aggressiveness of Nick Sirianni, but I think you have to stick with what worked. And I know that you're trying to adjust to what the 49ers defense is giving you. And listen, they wanted Jalen Hurts to beat them deep. Even when they did have success, the 49ers had that bend but don't break defense where the Eagles couldn't score. And then obviously with Jalen Hurts' passing inefficiency, that contributed to the wide receivers' inability to have catches. Devontae Smith, only 2 catches for 16 yards, not really involved in this game. Jalen Reagor, 2 catches, 5 yards. He did, like I said, have that big catch that was overturned. But other than that, he wasn't involved at all. But overall, you look at the receivers, no one had more than 2 catches. So that in turn kind of limits the ability of letting these wide receivers get going. And when you only have 2 catches, you're not able to create a consistent rhythm and stability in the passing game. And I think that's a telltale kind of fact of this game is the passing game kind of creating that complementary style of football, especially on offense. I mean, I know coaches and teams talk about that all the time, complementary football, and that in turn is usually the offense and defense and special teams, all 3 phases of the game. But in terms of the offensive side of the ball, you look at it kind of on a smaller scale, kind of breaking it down, the passing game will help out the run game. It will open up things in the run game. The run game will open up things in the passing game. It works like that, vice versa, usually most of the time. Today, for the Eagles, it was kind of more stop and go, and when they did get those opportunities, they weren't able to cash in. So that was pretty much the story of this game. The 49ers were able to take control in the second half. The Eagles did fight back, made it close in the end, but were not able to complete the comeback, and the 49ers move to 2-0, and the Eagles fall to 1-1. I was very happy with Jonathan Gannon's defense this week, back-to-back weeks where they've had solid performances. The Eagles do play the Dallas Cowboys in Jerry World next week. It is going to be a 8:15 kick on Monday night, so it's a Monday night football game on the 27th. Eagles, Cowboys. This is very early for the Eagles and Cowboys to play, so we'll see how both teams look. The Cowboys just beat the Chargers in getting their first win on the season, so they're 1-1 as well. We will have a video next week on that, and that'll do it for this segment of Football with Fieldy. Again, workshopping the name. If you enjoyed, hit that like button down below. If you're new, like I said, consider subscribing. Comment what you thought on this game, what your kind of opinions are on the Birds so far through 2 weeks, what you think of Nick Sirianni, what you think of Jonathan Gannon and the defense overall, the injuries. Let me know down below, and that'll do it for me, guys. I appreciate the support as always, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out, everyone.